Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman, and this is Coachman on Real Estate. Coachman on Real Estate. It is Thursday, January 28th. January 28th. January has smoked us. January has moved on past. Fast. We here in the South Bay and throughout the Bay Area and most of California are getting drenched with torrential rains. San Jose is not getting as much as everybody else, but the Santa Cruz Mountains are getting hit hard. Monterey and south down to Big Sur are getting hit extremely hard. So prayers for all those folks out in those areas. Prayers that we do not get the mudslides that are pretty much forecast. So let's wishing you and praying for all you folks that are in those areas, for those areas that have been evacuated. Just want everything to work out for you. And, we need the rain. We can't afford to go back into another drought season. We just didn't need it all in a couple days. But this one, they are going to be spreading out a bit anyway. So, hey, just thinking about all the people that are stuck in the rains and just wanting everything to work out for you. I like to start the show out, most shows, by giving a birthday shout out. Now, this one is very familiar to me. This is a young cousin, Barbara Coachman Easler, lives down in the Southland, not LA, down by Arkansas, Louisiana. So, Barbara, wishing you all the best. I hope that your husband's health is greatly improved. I know that he had the big heart attack a little over a month ago, as I recall. And I hope that he is doing well. But Barbara, today is your day. Wishing you a very, very happy birthday. And if it's your birthday out there and I didn't shout it out and I didn't call it out, we're either not friends on Facebook or you're shy about having your birthday come up. Anyway, happy birthday, Barbara. Enjoy your day, and we will talk soon. God bless. Okay, again, this is Coachman on Real Estate. And you can reach me at any time. You can give me a call or text at 408-439-0766. Or send an email to coachmanonrealestate@gmail.com. That is Coachman, O-N-R-E. Or you can look up one of our many websites. Hey, one of the things that I like to do is let everybody know about Streamyard. Streamyard's a company that we are using to go ahead and do these broadcasts. So if you would like to, and you'd like to leave a comment, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and allow them to use your likeness. That way they can get your picture on and we can see what you're saying and know the face behind it. I also like to talk about the team that we are working with, the groups that we are working with. This is Grow Live Academy. GrowLiveAcademy.com is a Ken Walls company. And then again, we are speaking about Streamyard. And then I am keeping in touch with clients right now using Hippo Video. Hippo Video, one of the best systems around. You can send an email out and just put your message in there. Put your video on there. Your client does not have to download anything. You can go ahead and just send that out, and it's a great way to send out messages. So that is Grow Live Academy, Ken Walls Company, StreamYard.com, and HippoVideo.com. You want to use those. Getting on to today. getting on to today. There's a couple things I want to talk about. Couple things, especially in the South Bay, that we're hitting the news, but it's a statewide problem. Actually, it's a nationwide problem in areas. And I wanted to go over an article written by Adam F. Hutton. And this article is called South Bay Tenants, Landlords Anxious as Evictions Loom and Debts Piling up. So, want to go over this, and it's talking about what's happening because we have put ourselves in a situation by having all these companies shut down that we have people. See if that thing will adjust out back in place. Looks like we are pretty blurry. There we go. Silicon Valley residents who have struggled to pay rent during the pandemic are up against a wall, hoping some Sacramento lawmakers will extend an eviction ban for those hit with financial hardship. At the same time, South Bay landlords waiting on months of overdue payments are looking to the state and local governments to quickly distribute $2.6 billion in federal rent relief. On January 26, 2 days ago, San Jose Council is considering reinstating its previous tenant protections, first passed last spring and renewed over the summer. But it was allowed to lapse when the state passed its eviction moratorium in September. And the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors is doing the same day. Lawmakers could vote to an extension to the state's partial eviction ban as soon as January 28, after Governor Gavin Newsom announced an agreement to reinstate renter protections through the end of June and distribute the federal rent subsidies. We've got to take care of the people that can't pay their rent to no fault of their own. Here's a big problem with that. It's not the problem with the people that are actually out of work. It's the fraud that's taking advantage of these laws. Those are acting in a fraudulent manner. Just like those that have acted in a fraudulent manner to take away funds from EDD for unemployment. But here there are people that are still fully employed and not paying their rent and looking for a further bailout from the government. We have to stop that. We have to figure out a problem. We have to figure out a way to solve that problem. And it seems like there would be a couple easy steps. If you are unemployed, why? Send out a questionnaire. Double check each person that's making a claim. Are they out of work or are they not? Make certain. And for those that are committing fraud, you should pay the penalty for it. You should pay the penalty. The state's eviction moratorium is set to expire on January 31st. More than 1 million California residents were behind on rent at the end of 2020, according to a recent analysis by the Bay Area Equity Atlas and the Housing Now California Coalition. That's nearly 1 in 5 renters statewide, including more than 37,000 households in Santa Clara County. The tenants owe an average of $4,651 for a combined total of $1,073,500. People are being saddled with an enormous amount of debt they cannot pay, said Tina Rosales, a policy advocate at the Western Center on Law and Poverty and Legal Aid Group in California. Now, here's something from a fellow that I know. On the other hand, property owners such as Gustavo Gonzalez, who own two small apartment complexes in San Jose, are making sacrifices so their tenants can maintain stability. It's not the tenant's fault and it's not the landlord's fault, said Gonzalez, who manages the 14 units he owns himself. And nobody wants more homelessness. 6 months after the pandemic began, Gonzalez told San Jose Spotlight he had only one tenant who was having trouble paying rent because of the pandemic. But in the 4 months since, he has said 2 more have fallen behind. I'm more than happy to help my tenants who need the help, Gonzalez said, but it's a sacrifice. But it's a sacrifice. So, going on through the rest of this article, these people that are behind on their rent, the current evictions end. Eviction relief ends January 31st, which is Sunday. Is that right? Sunday? Yes, Sunday. And that means people are going to have to come up not only with their rent for February, but an additional month's rent if they don't get these laws passed and get everything put in place. Others could be facing eviction, a quick eviction. If they don't get this caught up quickly and if they don't change these eviction deadlines, essentially renters will have to cough up 2 months of rent in just 2 days, and that's causing a lot of anxiety. Who would have thought it would cause a lot of anxiety? Well, it is, obviously. For those that are actually having problems, and I'm going to assume that it's a large majority that are, you deserve the help, you deserve the break, and you deserve the government to get off their keisters and get some of this stuff done. Congress approved a $25 billion pool of money for rent relief in its second COVID-19 stimulus package. The spending bill was signed 2 days after Christmas. California expects to bring in $2.6 billion from that pot. They need to get that because it is not just about the renters. It is about the landlords and the owners of these buildings that also owe monies out, that need to get paid, that need to be helped out. And we've got to figure this out. Now, there may be some finagling, there may be some things that need to change, but we know that we need to keep our people in their homes and we need to help out our landlords. In San Jose yesterday at Superior Court, there was a protest going on, and it was to stop evictions immediately. Well, for those that are not doing and following the law, they are going to be legally evicted. They need to be, especially those that are acting in a fraudulent manner. For those that have been hurt by COVID-19 and are no longer able to work, or they are working so few of hours that all they can do is afford to eat and pay for a few necessities, we need to help them. And our state has the ability to help people and will have the further ability to reach out and give people a hand. We need that. Our people need that, and they deserve that. So one of the things that I have been hearing, and we're going to hear more about this, and we will update tomorrow to see what's happened, because there might be a vote today, and we may hear more about what's going to be legislated, and what actions our cities are taking. Now, the cities can supersede what the state's doing, but they need to work together to make sure that they're getting the financial funds they need to take care of both the renters and their landlords. We want to make sure that we do that, and we will follow up with this. Now, there is a story coming out of Washington, D.C., and it is talking about the inequity of the everyday citizen in the U.S., and that the government needs to provide people with a $2,000 a month paycheck. $2,000 a month for every citizen of the U.S. I don't know how you feel about that. I think that's wrong. We need to have people that are fully employed. Those that cannot work, those that are unable to work, I believe that we should have safety nets in place for all those that can't work. And that's where I'll get off on that. But having our congressmen and women saying that we have to solve the wage gap. You're not going to solve a wage gap by a $15 an hour minimum wage. You're not going to do that. One of the best things that you can do as a young person and even as an older person is to invest in real estate. That is one of the main ways that people can solve their personal wage problems. I want to talk about a young couple that I helped get into a home 10 years ago. They didn't know if they were going to be able to afford a home. They were working. Husband working as part of a fire crew, and wife working as a librarian. Not making an awful lot of money, but they had saved by living with their parents for a while. They had saved and put away money. This was in the days of the short sale. So this was 11 years ago that this happened. This was in the days of the short sales. We found a home that was getting ready to go and be auctioned off at the courts the following day. We put together an offer and we worked on it till like midnight and made calls to the bank first thing in the morning to halt the sale. And we were able to get those folks into a home with some negotiated repairs, but we were able to get them in a home. And 10 years later, they were able to turn around and sell that home. This was a very young couple making in San Jose, not a large salary, but making just about $100,000 a year. And we talked about an article that was in San Jose Spotlight on what people need to purchase a medium priced home in San Jose. Well, this was 10 years ago, and the home prices were a little bit different. But they were able to sell their home, and they made over $500,000, which they rolled into another home. It helped them move up. It helped them cut down on that wealth gap. You have to find ways of doing things yourself. If you want to try and break the wealth gap, don't leave it up to the country. Don't leave it up to our Congress and our Senate. This is something that you have to work on yourselves, whether it's getting a better career or whether it's looking for a way to get into a home. And there are many ways of doing things. If you live in the Bay Area, housing prices are expensive. Some of the most expensive homes in the nation are here. But there are ways to do things. There are programs that can help you. There are people that can help you stay accountable in a way to get into a home, into a property. And by building up equity in that property, you are breaking that wealth gap. And there's a lot of ways of doing it. But for individuals, the best way to do it is to truly get into real estate. Buy the place that you're going to live in. We're not looking at it as an investment. You're looking at it as your place to live, your place to call home, your place to raise your family, the place to grow old in if that's what you decide to do. But this is one way that you can break the wealth gap. One of many different ways, but I'm a realtor and this show is about real estate. But this company that I helped, this family that I helped back in 2010, it might have been 2009, we helped them to buy a property. We had already made sure that their financing was in place where they can do certain things. And they were looking for help. There are programs available, and that's what people have to take a look at. It is not completely dire straits. You have, if you are interested in eliminating the wealth gap or breaking it down a little bit at a time, you can do that. Do not look for the government to do that. Find a property. Do your research. Get in touch with a realtor. Have them help you to find a lender and find different ways where you can take advantage of programs that are available. There are city programs, there are county programs, there are national programs. If you're a teacher, there seems to always be a teacher program going on. There's different ways of getting things done, and we do not need to depend on the federal government to eliminate this wealth gap. Those that own their homes are usually 5 times or more wealthy than those that do not own a home. Now, you may not want to own a home. You may just want to rent, and that is fine. That is fine. Some people were not meant to own a home. But if you want to figure out a way for yourself to lessen that wealth gap, owning a home is one way you can do it. Hopefully soon I am going to have an investor on, maybe a couple of different investors, to talk about ways of buying investment properties. But today I am concentrating on those individuals, those young married couples, or even older couples, or singles that want to buy a property. There are ways to do it. It's up to you to take action. Your actions will help you to overcome a lot. Your actions will lead you to some ideas on ways of cutting expenses, ways for you to own a property. It's important if you want to cut down that wage gap, and that's what we're hearing, the wage gap, our financial wealth gap. We've got to go ahead and take some responsibility for ourselves and do that. Figure it out. Figure it out. I want to put this down here, the buying and selling of real estate is a team business, and no team is complete without the coach. If you are looking for a way to get into a home, give me a call. Send me a text. I will help you to find the right lender for you that will help you figure things out. If you can't buy a home right now, we have people that can help you plan out what the steps are that you'll need to complete to go ahead and get into a home. It takes action on your part, and we're here to help. We want to see everybody owning property, everyone that can afford it. Now, we have to look at a lot of different things. But if you've got the will to live up and do the right things so that you can put together enough of a down payment to afford a home, do it. It is going to take some sacrifice. There is no doubt sacrifice is part of this. But sacrifice up front will lead to years of happiness on the tail end. Believe me, I've been doing this for a lot of years, and there are some great stories out there. Great stories of people who have started out small and ended up doing very well because they decided, I want to buy my first home. I want to get into a place where I can start building some wealth. And a home is one of the safest ways you can do it. We don't want people over their heads buried in debt. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is take steps where you can go in securely. And maybe that step means getting a new type of job. Maybe that step means getting some additional training so you can improve your skills. But whatever you want to do, your money put into your home is one of the safest bets that you will ever take. We have got times where land values have went down and home values have went down in a big manner. But we want to make sure that when we get you into a home, you are secure with your decision. And you are looking forward to a life where you now can call a place home. And that's what it's all about. I hope that you have a very, very good day. Stay out of the rain if you possibly can. Enjoy this day, and we will be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you need some help taking the proper steps, please reach out to me. I'll put this up there one more time. You can reach out to me at 408-439-0766. That's either you can call or text, or send me an email to Coachman, ONRE, @gmail.com. That's Coachman on Real Estate @gmail.com. And we look forward to hearing from you. We look forward to helping you in the future. Have a great day, and we will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Coachman on Real Estate. Have a great day.